Today, we're going to review power washing businesses. It's become a very popular type of business on the internet, and we're going to go through three good things about power washing businesses and three bad things to consider. First, let's define the company. When you think of power washing, how do they really make their money? Power washing businesses go to residential and commercial areas and remove dirt, grime, and mold. You'll bring over your equipment with your crew and you'll clean anything from buildings to sidewalks, patios, etc. And then you can charge a service fee for the size of the job and the complexity of the job. When you're thinking about good things on the three goods, let's start with low startup costs. For a business like this, a lot of folks are interested in the business because you can get going with as little as, $6,500 to $30,000. Well, that's a lot of money for a lot of people. It's a lot less than going out and trying to acquire a business or put up a lot of equity for a larger business. You can go out there and get equipment, supplies, a website, some basic permits, and get going for as little as $6,500 and a few friends or coworkers, rather. The next thing is early cash flow. You can start earning money right away after you buy your equipment and book a few jobs. Residential jobs can range anywhere from $300 to $1,000, and then commercial jobs can go anywhere from $2,000 up to $25,000. So obviously, over time, you want to try and get more into the commercial sector if you can. It's more repeatable, bigger ticket sizes, but to start, plenty of people get started at their business on the residential side and then work their way over. The third good thing to think about is repeat and recurring customers. So if you're able to talk to your customers in the proper way, a good thing about power washing over time is that reduces the wear and tear on the outside of your building, right? So when you're pitching your customers and you finish up your job, if you can say, hey, Mr. Customer, can I schedule this same time next year? There's a good way to book out a portion of your revenue that's repeat and recurring for customers who want to maintain clean homes or protect their outside exteriors. So the more that you can have, the more you can position your business as a recurring business, the better, because a lot of power washing is project based. You go, you do the project, you collect the money. But if you pitch it the right way, you can really generate a lot of recurring clients that you come back to every 6 months, every year, whatever that kind of looks like. Moving on to the bad. The bad thing about this business is competition. So when you think about what we just described in the good, right, the low cost of entering the market, that means you're going to have a lot of competitors. And when you have a lot of competitors in your local market, that can lead to market saturation, where you have a lot of service providers in a local community trying to provide the same service. And that can lead to price wars. So you and the guy down the street or gal or person put up the same service offering to that community, go out to that community and service them. One of your competitors might join and undercut your prices, and all of a sudden that can really hamper your profit margins and your projections. So something to consider is competition can be extremely high when going into power washing. Another bad to consider is the potential for damage. There's definitely training and understanding of various services that you need to understand before you enter the business. While you do have to put up money for insurance and things like that, if you make a mistake on the side of someone's home and it's a very pricey siding or something that can't be replaced easily, you can have really high costly repairs and liabilities on the business that can really affect your bottom line with the inability to put down cash. So make sure you're trained properly. Your crew understands what they're doing before they go blast someone's house to smithereens and possibly cause a problem. And the third thing to consider that could be bad is seasonality. So a lot of power washing happens in summer months in the northern part of the United States. If we're in New York or Boston, very highly dense suburb areas, there could be a portion of the year, 4 or 5 months, where it's snowy, cold, and you can't really do your usual customer servicing that you would do on a summer month. So a lot of your revenue and cash flow may be generated in summer months. So there's definitely an element of seasonality to consider when you're running your power washing business. But overall, back to the low cost idea here. Here's a low end and high end estimate that we pulled off the internet. These can vary widely across different geographies and areas, but just to give you an idea of how little you can put down, depending on if you need a new car or truck to run your business, to get going and get the proper equipment. And then here's a disclaimer. Again, none of this is advice. We're just, highlighting possible pros and cons of businesses for folks. So talk to your tax and lawyer and accountant before you make any decisions. But, overall, we would say that power washing is a great business for those who want to get going on a incubation or startup project with one or two partners, get some equipment, and get going into market.